my Shining Stars. Welcome to my channel, Shining Star Soup. This is going to be kind of an interesting video. Hopefully you're interested in it, though you might not be. I do have some good news. I finally got myself a very nice tripod. A decent one that wasn't a return like my previous Amazon purchase from like months back. That's kind of made me kind of leery about purchasing a tripod. But this is a UB one. So far so good. It even has a little remote control. So today I bought a Jeffree Star Tumblr from the Jeffree Star website, and I saw a picture on Instagram and I really wanted to bling it out. Now the only thing is with blinging out a Tumblr is that I'm a beginner. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of money, and my $40 Canadian tumbler probably turned into a $110 tumbler after everything was said and done, but I'm very happy with it, and I thought I'd give a little bit of directions as to what I did. Obviously I didn't film the process because I didn't have my tripod yet, and it's kind of hard to position a phone and show how to do this kind of thing, so I will just hopefully be able to apply all the links of all the products I use down below if you are interested in trying this out for yourself. But what you're seeing now is the final product, and this was really expensive and it took a lot of steps. Alright, so first things first, here is my Jeffree Star Rainbow Tumblr. So as you can see, I added a lot of rhinestones to this, and each rhinestone was pressed on, glued on one by one, and then after the rhinestones and the glue I used, it's not perfect. Keep in mind I did this all by hand. You know, this is something I'll probably never do again just because of how expensive it ended up being and how long it took me. I started this on Friday and I just finished up on a Monday, and I spent a decent time every night on it. But I am really happy with it. I wasn't going to add the extra rhinestones along the stars, but my husband recommended it, so I decided to do it. But all in all, I mean, this is done. This has been sealed and glossed like 5 times, and I'm going to show you the products that I did use to do this. And obviously, yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, obviously this is something that I did by myself, and I'm very happy with it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the products that I use. This will be a really quick video, I think, just because I'm not doing it step by step. Alright, so I used rhinestones. Now, I do recommend ordering rhinestones off of Amazon. I was able to get SS20s, 1,400 of them, for $18.99 Canadian. So anything I quote you is going to be in Canadian dollars just because that's where I'm from. So these were like this. There was a lot more in here. These are flat bottoms and these are the glued-ons. Alright, so yeah, 1,400 of them. About 20 bucks. 20 bucks. But Michael's Crafts sells like 40 of these. Only 40. Keep in mind I had 1,400. 40 of these for $9, for 10 bucks. So you are saving a lot of money by doing getting these through Amazon. Alright, I also bought a kit that was about, I think, another 12 bucks, but the kit came with extra beads. I used maybe only a couple of them because they're really small. And you also got, in this set, you got a pair of tweezers, you got a little case of beads. I can actually go and get those because I forgot to grab them. You get 2 of these little pens, and these pens is what you use. These ones worked better than the pencil that came in. This pencil, you kind of need a sharpener, and it only worked a couple times, so I ended up using this. It's got like a little hole, so you do a little hole punch into these wax strips, these little wax squares. That worked a lot better for me. Rather than trying to do the wax pencil. Again, I do recommend buying the majority of your crafting products to do the rhinestones on Amazon. Save yourself a whole lot of money. I did end up getting 2 bottles of this. Now, the first bottle of the Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue, I did order off of Amazon. However, I made the mistake of cutting cutting this too short, and what ended up happening is the line I was getting was way too big, way too splattered to even do my rhinestones properly. So I ended up going to Michael's for $6 and I got this little one. Now this lasted the whole project and I still have over half of a bottle left. And this one was kind of hit or miss. You don't always get a very thin line. You have to be really patient. And I did run out of patience as I was working on it a couple of times. So yeah, there was that. I did run out of patience. Still, side note, having the tripod is so much nicer. Oh man, I wish I would have had this a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, so I used the Tacky glue. And like I said, it took a long time because I had to do my line, do the rhinestones, and this always, I'm sure there are better ways or better products to do this with, but I wanted to try to make it as cheap as possible, though I still ended up spending quite a bit of money. All right, so yeah, that little set. So already we are up to, we'll say $35. And then the thing was, I wanted to make sure that these had a seal over it. So I did have the glue over top, right? But I was running into a problem where my husband was like, well, what happens if the gems fall off? Because the glue obviously is not going to stick forever. I haven't even washed this yet, so that's going to be an interesting test. So I decided to spend even more money, and I got some Mod Podge. And the Mod Podge that I did get was the Sparkle water-based sealer, glue, and finish. Now keep in mind, this is my first time ever trying to do a project like this. So this one we'll just say was about $20. This was an 8 mil. But this was really, really good. Obviously, I went over this about 3 times. You know, paintbrushing with, yeah, you can see my little area back there with these sponges. And then, yeah, and then I used the Mod Podge. So I waited a day. Now, the only problem was, it was nice, you know, I really do like it. Like, if you look really close, yeah, you can see. The sparkles that you see are from the Mod Podge. It's not from the glue. So you're adding a little bit of dimension to that and some sparkles to kind of make it really sparkly. You're adding that to it with the Mod Podge. And it's also sealing it. It was sealing the beads as well. So it's acting like a glue. It's acting like a sealer. And this stuff is non-toxic, and it's a finish. So the finish, of course, was the sparkles. Let me try to get that in the frame there. All right, so that took about a day, and this is non-toxic. All right, so I did wait a full day for this to dry. Okay, the only issue was, and I'll give you a kind of a heads up, kind of a warning when it comes to this, is the Mod Podge Dry Tacky. Not sticky, but just tacky. I didn't like the feeling. I didn't like the feel of it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to buy something else. Again, like this took me about 4 days altogether, and we're gonna say I'm estimating probably an extra $70. So this tumbler right here is like $130. I won't be doing this again, but to me, you know, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I also picked up just today Krylon Crystal Clear Acrylic Coating. Now, this dries clear. It gives a permanent protective gloss finish. It was a bit cheaper at Walmart than the Mod Podge was, but not by much, only cheaper by $1. Moisture resistant, which was another thing that I was looking for, and dries in minutes. Now, fair warning, if you're going to be using this, even on the bottle, the Mod Podge bottle, it does say, it says somewhere, okay, to eliminate tackiness, which is what I had without it, apply clear acrylic sealer over cured Mod Podge. And cured means, as far as I know, don't quote me because I'm not an expert, cured does mean that it's had time to fully set, which I made sure that it did. Yeah, so this stuff was it was $12, about $13 at Walmart. This stuff really, really stinks. And it's not, I don't know if it's toxic or not, but I did this outside. I sprayed once. I waited for about half an hour, sprayed it again, waited for about a full hour, and then I sprayed it for a third time. So I put 3 sprays on here. I don't know, I was being a little bit excessive. And I did put masking tape, well, the black tape over top of just the lips, so I made sure that none of this got in here. Because I didn't know, you know, obviously, yeah. So I had like a little dome just to protect this from this. I've waited 3 hours. It says wait at least 2 hours before handling it. So yeah. So I am going to give this, before I wash it or anything like that, I'm hoping that nothing, like everything seems pretty solid. The only test I have to do now is to wash it, fully wash it. I haven't used it with the decoration on it. So yeah, this is what I did. Again, just to kind of wrap things up. I individually glued every rhinestone. I do recommend doing it through Amazon. Individually, just did all that. That was my first step. It took me about 3 days. 3 days just to individually glue those beads. And I did use the Tacky glue, Aleene's, and I did get my rhinestones from Amazon. So this did work. And then after a couple days, I used the Mod Podge Sparkle. Again, that's why you see the little sparkles in there. Okay, so after that was done, and then to further make it more expensive, but to further protect it and remove that tackiness, I use my crystal clear acrylic coating. Alright, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like with the lid and the metal straw. Alright, now I did think about blinging up the lid. I still might do that, but honestly, I've put so much time into this. It's good enough for me, so I'm just gonna leave that, and I'm gonna give it a full day before I actually put anything into it and take it out on the town. But yeah, and I'm wrapping this video up. Have a good rest of your day, and keep being shining stars, even if I'm not around as often to remind you. And I got a button to stop it.